Hi, this is Bob Cobb with the Advisor Business Institute and the Bank Investment Professionals Association, and I want to welcome you to this screencast of Catalyst. How you, as a financial advisor, can use the current market meltdown and your client's mindset as the launching pad for your next quantum leap in production. I firmly believe that there's never been a market than the one we're in right now to gain market share, to gain mind share, and to gain wallet share with your existing clients and prospects that are sitting on the fence right now wondering what to do. And through this webcast, I want to take you through some specific strategies that you can use in your practice today that will hopefully have you wishing this market isn't going to be over too soon, as opposed to having that mentality that if I can just batten down the hatches and weather out the storm, then things will probably be okay. So let's look at some outcomes for today. My outcomes for today, as you listen to this webcast, is number one, I want to be able to reframe this market for you. I'm astonished, as I mentioned earlier, that a lot of times when I talk to financial advisors, their whole attitude is the ostrich burying their head in the sand and hoping the storm is just going to blow over. And that's the exact wrong thing that we need to be doing. I'm also going to give you some skills to reframe the way that your clients are looking at this. See, what happens is, as financial advisors, we oftentimes get a just stay put mentality and tell our clients not to do anything. We remind them that they're investing for the long term, and they begin to take a hold tight attitude and they're not taking appropriate action. We need to be able to overcome the deer in the headlight mentality that our clients often get in these types of markets and be able to put them into action so we can gain that wallet share and market share that I was talking about earlier. Number two, as we go through this screencast, I'm going to give you more resources than you can possibly implement all at once. I want to make sure that you're working from abundance rather than scarcity. And I want to give you some specific strategies to help you go from where you are today to being well on the path to having 2009 be your best year yet. And number three, I'm going to introduce you to some additional resources that if you want to go beyond awareness, which is what we're going to do in this screencast. Some of the strategies that I'm going to talk about are new and you may have never heard or considered them before. So you were in a phase of ignorance. Through the screencast, we're going to be moving into a phase of awareness. But we've also got to close that knowing and doing gap and take action. And we do that through habituation. But for those of you who are powerful implementers, that are early adopters, that want to get this material fully integrated into your practice, I'm going to introduce you to a couple of resources that will allow you to do just that. So let's look at some of the strategies that we want to use to make the most of this market. First and foremost, we've got to develop mindset mastery. Our clients have deer in the headlights. They're a little bit nervous. In some cases, they're extremely nervous about where the markets are today. And many financial advisors are taking the attitude of wait and see, let's see what happens, let's blow it over, let the storm blow over. That's the exact wrong strategies that we want to be using. So we need to master our own internal mindset. And equally as important, we need to help reframe in our clients' and prospects' mind the huge opportunity that exists today. Number two, we've got to be able to differentiate ourselves from the competition. One of the good things that will probably come out of this market meltdown is a pruning of the trees of the number of advisors that are out there doing what you do. The marketplace is more crowded than ever, and more people are getting into it every single day. And we need to make sure that your clients and your prospects understand why you're different and why you're better and why you're better suited than everybody else that's out there doing what you do. Number 3, we need to commit to massive action. If we're going to make the most of this opportunity, sitting there staring at CNBC or Fox Business News all day, or looking at your computer, or reading some of the great online resources that are available is not the pathway to success. We need to get the ball rolling. We need to start implementing. We need to build momentum. And once we've done that, absolutely wonderful things will be very quick to follow. Next, we need to use strategic, leveraged marketing. I want to talk to you about some ways that we can market one-to-many, that we can begin to hold referral catalyst events. What's a referral catalyst event? Well, that's an event that if somebody wants to introduce a friend, family member, or work associate to you, this is an easy, low-threat environment for them to be able to do that. We want to lower the bar on how difficult it is for somebody to refer business to you, and we want to use leveraged marketing strategies, which means we're going to hold every piece of marketing that we do accountable. If I'm spending $1 on marketing, I want it to at least bring $1 back into my practice. At the very least, we want it to be break even. But that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for strategies that will return $3 or $4 or $5 or more for every dollar that we're spending. And to do that, our marketing needs to be very targeted and very strategic. Next, we got to develop an ultimate value proposition. And a value proposition is the polar opposite of a quote-unquote elevator pitch. A value proposition, number one, it differentiates you from everybody else that's sitting out there. And if you listen to the way most advisors talk about what it is that they do, they sound like everybody else. An independent advisor and a bank advisor and a life insurance salesman and a health insurance salesman and a wirehouse broker, if you got them to talk about what it is that they do, for the most part, they're all going to sound the same. And in a crowded marketplace, we need differentiation. Number two, it's got to be focused on the client's problems, not your solutions. Number three, it's got to be repeatable. One of the things that makes this market so phenomenal right now is the fact that you can get an enormous amount of referrals, but your value proposition's got to be repeatable if you want to make that happen. And finally, people have got to choose to engage. So we'll dive into some ways to do that as well. Next, we need to teach our centers of influence to be able to engage. Whether you're working with estate planning attorneys, CPAs, potentially bank partners, or your own clients, we've got to give them tools so they can be out there preaching our word in the marketplace. We've got to be an investment visionary. We've got to establish ourselves as somebody who can lead our clients out of the woods, and we've got to be able to create an irresistible offer. Something that as we go through it, there is no resistance, and the only place that it really matters, the minds of your clients and prospects. So that's a brief overview. I look forward to you joining me on part 2 of this ScreenCast series. Talk to you soon.